Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CWR Clash of Randos podcast with your host, JKD, Mr. Predictions himself, Captain PDCK, with your co-host.
Hey, Mr. Chop Chop himself, Chef Rounder, also known as a DOC, LOVE, Doctor of Love. And we're here to give you what you need as far as the results and what we think of the wrestling industry from the past 2 days. And it is so nice to be back. Likes, and we welcome you here today. We thank you.
Mm. Today we'll be reacting to Monday Night Raw and today's, Monday Night Raw special, WWE Superstar Spectacle. But let's go ahead and move on to Monday Night Raw as we start the night off. Well, with some
Stare
sort of
down.
some sort of stare down between the WWE Champion Drew McIntyre taking on the indestructible somewhat of Goldberg.
Shh. Watchmaster Goldberg.
Okay, well, it started off as a obviously from last week Miz TV when it had a Drew McIntyre then around Gilbert, fake Drew McIntyre face off, and then now there is the return of McIntyre and Goldberg for real as they attack Miz and Morrison. Enough said, and led to
Yeah,
a huge intense stare down,
I'm,
preparing for the Rumble.
I'm getting tired of like Miz and Morrison being like the goofy heels. Now it's like all right, you know.
Hmm. No, either way, the segment was pretty good overall, actually. So
It was okay.
give it an A.
Nah, I say about low BC.
Hmm.
It's not real thing. Nah, this the one this the match that really got me kind of hot.
Next up, we got one half of the women's tag team champions, the queen herself, Charlotte Flair.
These next 3 or 4 segments were just too much.
As I was saying, Charlotte Flair versus the Queen of Spades, Shayna Baszler with her tag team partner, Nia Jax. So the match was pretty much strike for strike, hole for
Yeah,
hole, until it came to the moment where it was a figure four lock, not figure eight, but figure four on Shayna Baszler until Nia Jax came in with a leg drop, giving the Queen of Spades the loss, with the Queen getting the win. However, afterwards, it was a team of Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke came out attacking Nia Jax, which then led to Lacey Evans jumping into the mix, going after Charlotte Flair, which then led to a
6 man tag team match.
6 woman
6 woman.
tag team match. This match then led to the point to where it was a count out. It was a count out on,
Right, because Charlotte was killing Shayna Baszler. I don't know why they had it set up to where she was getting killed like that, but Charlotte was killing her and she got counted out.
this then led to Dana Brooke getting the win for the team as Baszler got counted out for the team,
Oh, they
which
started. Remember, they started the match over again after the count out.
I was about to say that, but which then led to Baszler, Jackson Evans getting the win over Flair, Rose, and Brooke winning victory. This then led to two false finishes a little bit, and pretty much a botch countout, which made you think what they should have like at least thought about this a little bit, especially on the referee's part. But then again, at the same time, the referee was doing his job.
He was. And it was. I don't know why they call it a botch count out. It was a count out. I mean, she didn't get back in time.
This might lead up to the point to where now you wonder what are these 6 women going to do when it comes to the women's Royal Rumble match. However, we do know that at the Royal Rumble, the women's tag team champions Asuka and Charlotte will be defending the championship against Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, which we will talk about Asuka later on in this review. As we move on to Xavier Woods taking on a member of Retribution known as Slapjack.
Slap nuts.
Now, this led to
Got
the
him out
point.
Jeff Jarrett.
This led to the point where Mustafa Ali is coming after Kofi Kingston after the fact that he blames Kofi for the reason why he didn't get his moment. Obviously, if you don't remember, back in 2019, that was the road to Kofi Mania with Ali getting the injury, receiving the injury, which led to Kofi Kingston taking his spot in the Gauntlet match in the Chamber match, which then led on to moving on to WrestleMania, winning the WWE Championship.
I can understand him being jealous of Kofi, But why wouldn't he go after Brock Lesnar since that's the person who injured him?
It wasn't Brock Lesnar who injured him, but okay.
Yes, yes, it was.
It wasn't Brock
It
Lesnar.
was.
It was not Brock Lesnar.
It was. He was injured after getting thrown off that ladder.
You wait, so you do realize this was before Money in the Bank, right?
No, he was in Money in the Bank.
You just said you just said why am I even explaining this for? Why am I explaining this
What
for?
you mean? What you explaining
You
for?
said Brock Lesnar just injured his man in the Money in the Bank matchup. We're talking about earlier than Money in the Bank. We're talking about Elimination Chamber when you miss Elimination Chamber.
Right, he missed Elimination Chamber because he got hurt in Money in the Bank.
That's not what happened.
What happened?
How? Where was Money in the Bank in 2019 exactly?
December.
What?
When is Money in the Bank?
Money in the Bank was around June. What are you talking about?
I don't care what you say.
Elimination Chamber was in February.
All right, well he hurt. Hey, he did get injured from the Money in the Bank from Brock Lesnar though.
Okay, but that's still not right though.
Okay, his injury during the Money in the Bank didn't have nothing to do with that. But I'm just saying, since he going back to old stuff, why don't he get Brock Lesnar for injuring him that time?
Is Brock Lesnar? When have you last time seen Brock Lesnar in WWE?
I'm just saying,
Don't answer that question, man.
he
Look,
can just get retribution to jump on him at his
the whole
house.
purpose was the fact.
Stone Cold went to somebody's house before.
The whole purpose was the fact that Ali is targeting one of Kofi Kingston's best friends, his brothers, Xavier Woods, sending him a message the fact that Kofi do have a broken jaw, saying that he will be taking Kofi's spot in the Royal Rumble, which makes you wonder how far do you think Ali's going to go in the Royal Rumble?
Hey, now is this a legit injury?
It could be. I'm pretty sure it could be. Either way, I believe Ali could, if WWE push him right, he could last probably a little
He's
while.
not gonna last long.
Which then after the match, obviously Xavier was getting the win over Slapjack, which then led to the point
That
to
he got his butt whooped again.
which that would lead to Ali announcing that he'll take his spot, which I give this actually a B, considering that Retribution actually did doing pretty well so far, to me. As we move on to next, as we hear about the VIP lounge with MVP and the rest of the Hurt Business, so as we see Riddle and R-Truth discussing about the Hurt Business, as R-Truth believes that he'll be having a surprise party thrown by the Hurt Business, which I don't
For his
understand.
birthday, yeah.
For his birthday, as Riddle will be taking on the gauntlet of MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. That's
And I hate for it to happen. I hope it's not. I hope they don't get into a Hurt Business breakup.
But before you even get to that point, we
Yeah,
want to talk about in the VIP lounge. This led to the point where Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin were button heads, talking about the new necklace that they gave all the members of Her Business gave to MVP, the THB necklace that pretty much stands for
the
Her
Hurt
Business.
Business.
This then led to the 24/7 champion R-Truth to interrupt, and other members who's trying to go for other members of the Raw Raws are trying to go for the 24/7 title, get beat down by Her Business, leading to Matt Riddle hitting a sneak attack with a final flash on MVP.
What I was thinking at the time that they were gonna beat up the competitors and throw our truth in the ring, and MVP was gonna get the title. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
No. But next up, we want to talk about Sheamus versus one of the goofy goobers that you like to say, John Morrison. Now, obviously, this was a pretty intense matchup. Smart move on John Morrison to go for the knee,
Yeah, it was.
take a big man down, chop him down one by a ligament.
And it was very, and he both of them, even though it's your regular TV match, it was great ring psychology. Uh, both of them wrestled a really good match. It was no play stuff. It was very serious.
This match led to the point to where Sheamus got the win over Morrison, which then after the match, Miz challenged Sheamus in a 2-on-1 handicap match, citing the need to keep your head on a swivel, which then led to after the break, it was Sheamus taking on Miz and Morrison, which to no surprise, Miz and Morrison won by keeping the head on a swivel, obviously, with Miz getting the win actually.
Right. What you call the hit on Sheamus hit Morrison with the broad kick, and as he turned around, bam, skull crushing finale. And what did John Morrison come back to WWE for?
this might give you a thought that maybe do you think Miz have a chance of winning the Royal Rumble? Considering he do have still have the Money in the Bank briefcase. This could lead up to the point where Miz could win the Royal Rumble and
And
still cash in.
and
He
I
could.
always wonder what would happen if somebody had two chances at the title, like if they became number one contender or they won Royal Rumble, and let's say they cash in their Royal Rumble and they lose, but right after the match, while the person got their hands in the air and everybody's celebrating, hit them with the briefcase
Mm.
and do something with it, then cash it in and win it from there.
So Miz he has a big chance of winning championship gold.
But he's not winning. I'm really for a Royal Rumble. I'm really going with Lashley or either Daniel Bryan or something like that.
I'm not making my pick yet. However, speaking of the 24/7 champion, R-Truth, we see that R-Truth claims that he want to make a golden opportunity joining the Royal Rumble, which led to AJ Styles popping up saying he's willing to give R-Truth the opportunity to show other players that he belongs in the Royal Rumble. Obviously, with no surprise, obviously AJ Styles beat R-Truth, with actually R-Truth outsmarting AJ Styles in some parts of the matchup.
He did.
However, you know, it's the start of this man looking at almost gave fright to R-Truth, which leads to the point to where he tapped out to the calf crusher, which leads to AJ Styles going on a winning streak heading towards the Royal Rumble match.
Can you believe R-Truth is almost 50? He's 49 years old, and it's look like he just ain't.
Ageless.
Yeah, ageless, man.
Can you believe R-Truth has won the most gold in WWE? That's crazy. However,
I don't count that 24/7 crap.
speaking of gold, let's talk about and a challenger for the Raw Women's Champion Alexa and her Alexa's playground. A little playground going on, as obviously they reminisced about last week where they saw Randy Orton give a amazing promo actually with obviously with the mask, which I thought was a great touch to the promo.
Mm-mm. I thought I was done with the mask because if you got burns on your face and you wear a mask, that's still gonna be scrubbing it. I'm
Whatever,
just saying.
whatever, man.
That's logic, man.
Whatever, man. All right. Alexa's Playground obviously was recapping Randy Orton's promo with the mask and stuff like that. Obviously, Alexa was talking about Randy Orton, which also talking about him, which is known as the Fiend. Bray Wyatt also talking about Oscar and her title match coming up later that night. As she said that, pretty much there's no helmet was not nice bliss, but she's telling Oscar to let her in, pretty much. However, I think that was a pretty good segment.
It was okay. It was alright.
For just a reminisce like the entire segment of Randy Orton segment last week, but let's talk about the Hurt Business. Your boys, the Hurt Business, taking on Riddle as Riddle runs the gauntlet. This match started off with Riddle taking on one half of the tag team champions, Shelton Benjamin. This then led to the point where
Shelton had him.
Shelton had him until Prime Alexander himself distracted the referee, which then led to the point MVP going off on Cedric and then Riddle getting the win over Shelton Benjamin. This led to the point where Shelton and Cedric were butting heads while MVP tried to call him over, which he did tell the referee he wasn't ready yet until the referee rings the bell, giving Riddle the 1-2-3 over MVP himself.
No, tap out.
Well, tap out.
Yeah, leg lock.
That's true. I forgot my bad. Yeah, I thought it would have been better if it was a pinfall.
I thought it would too. This kind of save face for MVP, but
this also led to the last member of the Hurt Business, Cedric Alexander himself, who actually had the match longest with Riddle.
Yeah.
Which also led to an epic failure for Riddle getting over Prime Alexander himself.
But he jumped right into the lines then after the match.
As Lashley came out of nowhere. Well, actually, it wasn't really out of nowhere. You could have just turned around when you hear music.
Yeah, when you heard the music, I would have ran.
But Lashley wasted no time sending a message to Riddle, putting the hurt lock on him, sending him a message that no one is taking the United States champion away from the Hurt Business. Which I give that an A, actually.
I got to ask a question before we move on real quick for the Edge announcement. What in the world happened to Keith Lee? Where is he?
Keith Lee, after Superstar Spectacle, there are so many superstars that I don't know talk about. Keith Lee, he just honing his craft for a little bit. Man, just honing his craft. I mean, it's been since Legends Night since we've seen Keith Lee in an amazing WWE Championship matchup with Drew McIntyre. This could be saving Keith Lee for the Royal Rumble, maybe. So, or return, maybe. However, let's go ahead
Just
and
put
move
her
on.
with the hurt bill.
However, let's go ahead and move on to Mr. Oh man, Mr. Opportunistic man right here, man. Edge making an announcement talking about how he won championship gold before and he lost it due to injury back at WrestleMania 27. However, he never got a rematch at that title belt after all, which he then made a statement saying he is entering the Royal Rumble and getting a shot at that World Heavyweight Champion.
And I hope that God, Lord, I hope that they don't give him the title.
He's gonna go in the Royal Rumble, win
Don't
it,
let him win the Royal Rumble.
and try to regain that World Heavyweight Championship that he never lost back at that moment.
Give him the Universal title, shoot.
But off of the World Heavyweight title, let's go ahead and talk about the Raw Women's Championship as Asuka, the Raw Women's Champion slash Tag Team Champion, take on Miss Bliss himself, Alexa Bliss. Now this match was obviously was not gonna be like not gonna be a normal matchup, obviously, because we know Alexa Bliss, obviously going through a little bit of fiendish, fiendish,
Tendencies, yeah.
fiendish, yeah. As she switched from multiple
Yeah, that's
multiple
how I saw
blisses,
that. She switched back to her old Alexa
we
Bliss
saw that
outfit.
we got to see the goddess Alexa Bliss coming back, seemed very confused inside that, like she didn't know anything that happened. It's like the last time we seen the goddess was obviously since the night that the Fiend got her, and here we are now. She switched back,
See, but
but
this is my dumb. This is what I think is dumb. If you got somebody you beating them down and they switch, just keep beating them down.
yeah,
Don't stand there and pause and look.
this then led to the goddess being gone and turning back to the fiendish Alexa Bliss, obviously with the twisted up hair and the black lipstick, which then led to her dominating Oscar with the mandible claw, almost getting the win with the Sister Abigail. However, it wasn't until we saw the return of the Viper himself, Mr. RKO Randy Orton, hitting the RKO once again, which will never get old. Seeing Randy Orton hit an RKO on a woman, bro, that will never get old. Apparently, hitting the RKO on Alexa Bliss, sending him a message saying that apparently getting hit in the fireball was a thank you for letting her live. Apparently, and Randy Orton realized that he got to get his payback. And now he know that he guaranteed he's gonna win the Royal Rumble for a third time, which no one has ever done except for Stone Cold Steve Austin. Which this led to the end of Monday Night Raw. Which you might think, will Randy Orton win it? Will Edge get the win? Who will become WWE champion?
I'm praying Edge they don't do one of those things. Or somebody been gone for a long time and they win the Royal Rumble. I do not want Edge to win the Royal Rumble.
Mm. We'll have to see at the Royal Rumble.
Lord.
However, let's go ahead and move on to new and exciting things, and we get to talk about WWE and their partnership with the nation of India. As today, they had their first ever WWE Superstar Spectacle. Now, obviously, my co-host admittedly did not see it. However, he's very interested of what happened on tonight.
Yes, I am. I'm as soon as this episode is over, I'm going to watch. I had so many things to do today. I actually forgot
Mm.
it. No, come on, man. I had a lot to do today. I forgot it.
However, let's go ahead and get on with WWE Superstar Spectacle as the opening matchup was none other than NXT champion Finn Balor taking on Guru Raj. Now, obviously, Guru Raj, man, he's a phenomenal competitor. They consider him as the first ever Indian cruiserweight, also some sorts, as it was an amazing matchup, showcasing his skill and taking the NXT champion to the limit. Imagine what a guy like this, man. A guy who's so new, making his debut in the WWE ring. What does he do for his career, taking on the NXT champion and beating him, let alone. I mean, that can lead him to a contendership for the NXT champion. However, in the end, the NXT champion was not gonna go down like that. The Prince came over with a coup de grace and ended him with a 1916. But
Coup de grace and 1916, 19. Wait a minute, what is it?
1916, putting the end of the matchup, which led to the veteran champion to give Raw a handshake of respect.
Oh, and excuse me for saying that date. You know, I just had it on my mind thinking about Black History.
Now, obviously, the next match was
What?
an 8-man tag team matchup of two men who were trained by none other than the first ever Indian world champion, the Great Khali.
Oh my
Yes,
God! I know they can't wrestle then.
yes, you heard me, the Great Khali. And actually, they were really good.
Actually, what?
It was Dilsher.
Dilsha Shanky.
Why you gotta say it like that?
What?
What? Disrespecting the first ever Indian world heavyweight champion, Dilsher Shanky and Giant Zangier teamed up with Rey Mysterio and Ricochet, taking on Cesaro, Dolph Ziggler, King Corbin, and Shinsuke Nakamura. Now, obviously, there was a obviously odd tag team of two giants teaming up with two small cruiserweights, taking on a pretty much a a average four average superstars.
But
But
they King Corbin for to be not to be really muscular, he's pretty strong. Cesaro definitely is strong.
however, the 8-man went on to battle as then again they had Shanky and Zangier showcasing their strength and their giant skills pretty much. Obviously getting I mean, how would you feel how you feel about the team so far really? The team of Ricochet, Zangier.
It's interesting team.
I
The other
mean,
side is interesting too because doesn't King Corbin have heat with got some kind of heat with Shinsuke Nakamura?
no, not really. I mean, he was Rey Mysterio, so I mean,
Okay. Mm.
but obviously the team of Zangier, Shanky, Ricochet, and Rey Mysterio did come to victory. Obviously, with the two trainers of the Great Khali getting the win for the team, which you might be wondering what's next for this team exactly. All right, let's go ahead and move on to the phenomenal AJ Styles taking on Jeet Rama. Now, obviously, if you've never seen Jeet Rama, he's appeared on NXT once before, and he actually has shown some great skills. It was told that he actually had a background in accounting actually in India.
Hmm.
However, he definitely had to crunch the numbers real hard, taking on the phenomenal AJ Styles,
Yeah.
along with Almas on the side too. Obviously, this had some good moments in the matchup. However, it wasn't to that seemed like a superplex coming up until almost helped out AJ Styles, leading to Jeet Rama losing, sadly, to AJ Styles. However, this shows that AJ Styles has a lot of momentum going towards the Royal Rumble for him.
Hey, you know what? I wouldn't mind seeing right there. Yeah, if they had a standoff between Great Khali and Almost, that would have been pretty good.
Weren't you? You criticized both, whatever, man. But let's go
Hey,
ahead.
but it would have been a sight to see, you know, a spectacle.
But let's go ahead and get into some women's actions, and we get to see one half of the women's tag team champion, the Queen, Charlotte Flair, taking on Serene Sandhu, taking on Bayley,
Bailey.
and the boat, best of all time, Natalia. Now, obviously, this was a very upset win. For this a very upset win to me actually. This was some sort of a good match. I'm not. It was a pretty good match. Obviously Bayley, Natalia, showing their veteran skills along with Charlotte Flair coming in, and obviously Serene Sadu had a great showing in the matchup. The match ended when the match came to the point to where Natalia put Sandu in a sharpshooter until Charlotte Flair came in with a
The
natural
natural selection.
selection,
Mm-hmm.
which Sandu got the upset victory over Natalia. Which this got to be a huge thing for her. Like if
Well, I
someone
kind
like
of had a feeling Natalia gonna be the one to get pinned because you know Bailey wasn't finna get pinned because she got a big rivalry with Bianca Belair, so they can't afford for her to lose, and you know Charlotte not gonna take a pin.
hmm, Serena Sandhu, man, that's a huge victory over Natalia. Might be a sign for something going towards, maybe when they started the brand off, possibility. However, before we get to that point, obviously we did see we did hear some great words from the great Khali himself. As I also got to hear some words from Coyote DeVee. Now, obviously, if you don't know who Coyote DeVee was, she was actually the first ever Indian woman joining the NXT brand, showcasing her skills. And she was also part of the first ever women's Royal, well, not women's Royal Rumble, but the women's Battle Royal Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal. She made her claim saying that she wants to win gold. She wants to win gold in this brand. So I'm hoping to see what she's going to be doing as we get to see the Nature Boy Ric Flair talk about the next matchup as we got to see the return of your boy, the modern day Maharaja Jinder
Jinder
Mahal
Mahal.
and Samir Sunil Singh, the Bollywood boy, taking on Drew McIntyre and Rinku and Sarah in the
And this
shirt.
year, boy, I ain't seen no cast in so long.
Now, obviously, from what we see, it seems like in this year probably gonna be a babyface tag team. However, this might be just for this moment, for one thing.
I think it's just for this moment. I think they're gonna turn to a heel tag team once they get the company started up.
Man, can I just say how much I miss Jinder Mahal, man? I really miss. I've liked Jinder Mahal ever since he won that WWE Championship, man. Like the run he had, man. The fact that he won the United States title. I hate the fact he lost it so shortly, but he had an amazing run. The fact they put him back down to like lower than the mid, like they put him all the way down, buried that man again. And now he's back, man. Got the new shave, man, showcasing the skills of for the 1.3 billion people of India. However, this matchup was a great showing. With no surprise, Jinder Mahal wasn't gonna take the loss. However, Sunil Singh ended up taking the loss with Indusher hitting a tag team move, getting the win with along with the WWE champion McIntyre, and all celebrations came for the end of WWE Superstar Spectacle. What do you think about that so far?
I think it seemed like a pretty decent show. I have to, like I said, I really have to focus in and check it out. Um, I'm pretty excited about what was seen, what was on shown there. I think it's a pretty good show.
Hmm.
So just I definitely have to check it out. Um, for those of y'all who don't know, can you tell them about WWE Network?
So WWE Network. Well, I mean, you pretty much know yourself. You just don't know information. Pretty much the WWE Network. Just joking, bro. Just joking. Relax. The WWE Network will be pretty much coming to an end around March 18th, as they'll be moving to none other than Peacock, which I also claimed that was going to be it was going to be Peacock's year. 2021 was going to be Peacock's year. Taking over certain shows and so that now WWE Network will be moving there as they come to the end. So you guys should watch. You should guys pretty much get the WWE Network on Peacock as pretty much the first pay per view you'll see will be none other than WrestleMania, pretty much. Which also WrestleMania 30 was the first show pay per view you saw from like when the network came into existence. So
And I think they said if you're on WWE Network, they'll automatically switch you over to Peacock. I think they said that. Is that correct?
we have more information to look for that. So
Yeah, let's wait on that before we definitely say for sure.
probably should never say something. But there's some more. But if you need more information, you should go check out WWE.com for more information about that. The WWE Network switched to Peacock.
Sounds so professional.
I know. However, let's go ahead and come to the end of this video as we get to say, please like, share, subscribe, and comment, which I will leave my co-host to say anything else you'd like to say.
Hey, the only thing I got to say is, hey, y'all keep doing your thing. Bless all of y'all, and y'all keep it tight.
All right. But also, I forgot to keep saying this. Don't forget Impact, AEW, NXT, NXT UK, and Friday Night SmackDown. And don't forget to watch the Royal Rumble on the WWE Network this Sunday. Goldberg versus Drew McIntyre. You know who you going for?
Goldberg, go. Come on, man, McIntyre, man.
I was gonna wait for him to say Goldberg.
I almost said it by accident.
The men's Royal Rumble match.
Hey, but I would like to see Goldberg try to jackhammer Drew McIntyre. See can he do it?
Kevin Owens, Roman Reigns, last man standing match, the women's Royal Rumble match, the women's tag team title match, more to come this Sunday at the Royal Rumble. And that's why we say, and that's what we're gonna leave it right there. Peace out.
Yep, yep.